Hi, and welcome along to the Invincible podcast. We are back in the building. We've got Lee Judges and Smarty Marty himself live and direct here. And of course, we are looking forward to the weekend. Massive, massive game just before we go into an international break. It's Arsenal taking on Sunderland. Huge game. We're going to touch on that game. First of all, we've got to talk a bit about, our trip over to Prague. Taking on Slavia Prague. Very good win.
Very good win. But before we bring that up, I've got a bone to pick with him here. Right?
Is it?
With me?
Yes.
What?
Yes, with you.
Go on.
Because we're out in Prague, aren't we? You know, we're getting ready for the game, and we felt like, well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll tune in to the starting 11, like, you know what I mean? So we're sitting around watching the starting 11, putting our little thing out, we're watching and all that. Totally ignored.
What, you sent in a super chat, yeah?
AFTV we put on it. That's good enough for me.
What,
like,
there was a super chat, yeah?
Well, the super chat.
Oh, you put it in the comments?
Yeah.
Mate, them comments are like, can you blame me? Those comments, when I'm doing that, you know what they're like. They fly through, and most of them are abuse anyway. And then, am I going to see that?
Well, and the other thing is, you had a full start on the show, innit? Remember?
Yeah, you messed up on the start.
That wasn't my fault.
He had a full start.
And then it stops. And
so what happened? They counted me in on the show, and then I went for it, and then they went, no, stop, wait.
An absolute shambles. You know what I mean?
Hey, listen,
he's only blaming the camera staff now.
All I can do is turn up.
Ryan's not happy about it. Yeah, don't blame you.
And absolutely, you thought we weren't watching. We weren't
watching.
I'm glad you should be.
And I was walking around afterwards going, look, I think you've got to have him in the office, Marty, because that ain't right. You know
but he was actually, you don't know he was in Prague.
Huh?
He was in Prague.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah,
he was.
Yeah.
He's playing up front for Slavia Prague.
Yeah, probably was.
That guy up front for Slavia Prague was as big as him, wasn't he?
I've never seen nothing like it.
6'7".
I've never seen nothing like it. Yeah.
And he was built like Marty as well, wasn't he?
He's a big dude. I know.
He had a little
with hanging capia.
Yeah, I was saying, come on, I'll take you out. I was about 16 rows back, like, but my God.
I've never seen anything
like it. Big boy, he was. He looked like he should have been in wrestling or something, or a heavyweight boxer.
But he wasn't a bad player neither, like, but we dealt with him, didn't we?
We handled it. He could quite easily have bullied the team.
Yeah,
he was massive, man. When I saw him, I was like, when he came out onto the pitch,
is he Czech? Is he?
Yeah, he's Czech. Yeah,
they build him big over there.
Some big guys over there, man.
Yeah. I know.
I swear he's as big as you, Marty.
Yeah, he's. I think he's an inch taller.
His left leg was.
He's 6'7". I'm 6'6".
Yeah, he was big, man.
Big boy.
He was big. He definitely looked like a wrestler.
He's all muscle as well. He weren't there.
Not like me.
No, I weren't having a go at you when I say that. Though. I'm just saying he was like. Big
but it was like, it'd be like you're playing a game and you're up against someone the size of Marty.
Yeah.
He was huge.
Yeah. When I saw him at first, I thought, wow, dear, he's going to cause a few problems, and he did.
Yeah.
But we handled him like, you know what I mean? So,
yeah, good.
What a lovely place, Prague, by the way.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, really I saw you two with your nice little vlog by the riverside. Looked like you was having the time of your life.
Hammered.
Yeah, was that what it was? I was watching it, I was like...
He thought he was on the beach.
I know, these two like chilled out, like you was all like, I've never seen you so relaxed, and so you were like, just like it was in, this is lovely, just by the river, the views are brilliant. I was thinking, mate, and I'm stuck here in this studio getting a load of abuse.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
You know? Had a lovely meal yesterday as well. Some onion soup.
Okay.
Bit of salmon.
So, this place went to yesterday. What was that like, that restaurant?
It was beautiful.
Apparently it's quite famous in there in Prague, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
So Richard, big up to Richard, took us there. Didn't pay for us, but took us, you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'll take you to this restaurant, lovely, like this best frost friend where, the decor on that was unreal, wasn't it? Like, beautiful. Beautiful. And the meal was, it was unbelievable. We had some really like that. The Marina place was fantastic, wasn't it?
Prague was a nice city, really nice city.
I've heard it's a fantastic city.
Yeah, it was.
Everything about it was really good. And the beer is really, really nice.
Yeah, so I hear that you managed it like club level. You were hospitality.
Hospitality.
Hang on, hospitality. There's poor Robbie behind a load of netting, getting missiles thrown at him.
Yeah.
And you're there sipping beer whilst you're watching the game.
All game.
All game.
You're allowed to go out.
I saw your fan cam afterwards.
You're allowed to go. I didn't want. I weren't. Do you know what? This is no word of a lie, really. I'll get here. I'll meet the two guys. Big up Smarty. He's the better Smarty out of the two. Just want to say that.
Cheers, Lee.
No, he is. Like, and his mate Alan, who I've never met before. They were there, and I've still been a bit rough. I've been rough at night, like, you know. And I weren't. You know what I mean? I'd had a couple of beers the night before. Didn't go mad, not like Robbie did and the others. Like, I sort of calmed myself because I weren't that great. You know what I mean? I weren't like going mad, cocktails.
Really?
Oh yeah, because I was a little bit. I see the menu and seemed cheap, and they said, right, first of all, we'll have steak. You know, then they went for the tomahawk. You know, you know, the dearest on the menu. You know, you can gather who the two went for the dearest one on the menu. 3 meal Cecil as well. We've got to bring that up. He has
3 meals.
He
always has 3 meals.
What, as in 3 mains?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know where you put it.
He's not a big lad.
Nah, and then decided to drink that night as well.
Did he?
Yeah, because it was cheap.
What was that like?
Well, it's falling all over the place. Went surfing in the river. He did. Like.
I don't mind these. What's going on with these away day jolly ups?
They're fantastic.
They're right crack.
Yeah, and we get to the game, and they're going around there, have a beer. I said, no, don't we want you have a beer? And Alan went, you have a beer. I went, all right, then I'll have a beer. And then, like, you think, well, that's it then, the game. And they come round. They come round with their, you know, with, what do they call them? Like, trays. Do you want that? Yeah, right. And so you're watching the game. I've never done it, I've never experienced that before. You're actually watching the game. And every time we got a call, I kept putting my beer down, thought we might score from it, like, you know what I mean? And oh my God, like, I weren't in a good place that night, I'll tell you, like. You know
I could see afterwards, like.
Yeah, I was a little bit, you know, I mean, I weren't professional there, like. But the good thing is, like,
sinking them.
Well, like, you know, there's always someone worse than you, and that is Joe, because he loves like a beer as well, and he's the cameraman. That's how bad it got. We're saying, Joe, put the camera the right way round, son. And you're like, and even got the lens cap off. He was on it because the beer out there, Rob, isn't it? Like, it's really, really nice beer.
I've heard,
but it's cheap as chips.
Yeah, we're going to talk about some football.
Yeah.
This guy's been talking about beer for the last 2 minutes.
Yes.
How did we get on? Because I don't remember.
I heard you missed the penalty shout as well.
Yeah, I missed that. No, I did see that. Yeah, no, I was sitting there watching the game.
Yeah.
And I'm drinking away, like, and there's someone says a penalty check. I said, well, who to?
That penalty was harsh. I've watched it back.
Which
one? It was a harsh penalty. Their one, the one that we got.
No, it's not.
It's handball. It is handball.
We got it in the Milan last year, didn't we?
Okay, so that.
Yeah.
That, I've heard a lot of different debate. For me, that's a stonewall penalty. It's clear cut. There's nothing harsh about it. If you go,
why didn't no one appeal for it then?
Okay, if you go into it was at lightning speed. But if you, as you watch it with the hand, listen. If you go into the penalty area with your hand in an unnatural position and the ball goes in today's modern game, that's a stonewall penalty. Job done. And I don't think there's anything harsh about it at all. Right. You know, as a defender, you're going up for a ball with your hand there.
Were they giving that in the Premier League?
Huh? Yeah, on VAR, 100%. As a goalkeeper, you'd go up like that, and he's got his hand there. I don't see any. I don't see any.
Well taken penalty by Saka.
Very well taken.
And then later on after that, the Mikel Merino show, man. 2 goals by Mikel Merino. A certain person earlier on in the day, we were doing a live, was losing it. Oh man, no, your careers. Well, we were going to get goals. Blah blah blah.
Who was that?
I told him. Cecil. You got a front 3 of goals. It weren't Cecil. It was you. Yeah, Mikel Merino.
I actually said, right, this is another thing. I'm going to have to bring this up, right?
Come on.
You know what I mean? Like, we went on to the goal scorers, and I said Merino would score. Like, you know, and he jumped on the bandwagon and said, yeah. I said Merino would score.
So did I. I said Merino and Saka.
Yeah, he said Merino and Saka. I actually said Merino scored 2.
Okay.
Right. So at the end of the day, he gets his dinner paid for by me.
Yeah, because we did a competition. We said whoever gets the goal scorers right,
Yeah,
has to pay for a dinner, right?
Okay.
Cecil said Saka and Wanyeri.
Yeah.
He actually said a Saka penalty.
Yeah.
Saka and Wanyeri. He said Merino too. I said Saka and Merino. I got the goal scorers right.
You got the goal scorers. Technically, you got the goal scorers right. You got a goal scorer and the amount of goals correct, and Cecil got a goal scorer right.
Yeah, but so who got? So the question, going back to what it was,
from betting,
the goal scorers. So who got the goal scorers right?
From betting terminology, you got the goal scorers correct.
There you go.
And that's
why you have to pay for my meal.
But you got the amount of goals scored that Marino, you got that
Marino, but he didn't get the goal scorers right because he didn't say
goal scorers. Yeah, he got both. Technically, he got both goal scorers.
Paul Rank.
Oh no, sorry.
The Paul Rank. That was how the competition went. You have to pay for my meal.
Yeah,
very nice it was as well.
But you know what, Mikel Merino, fair play to him. Even in that game when he brings on Harrison and a noose at the end of it. And Mikel Merino then slots back into midfield. What I love about that guy is he plays in a multitude of positions and just does what he's asked of him. He's one of the most unorthodox number 9s in the way that he doesn't, like in the first half there was a mad rash challenge, and he doesn't always. He's not always like Gyökeres does really well, sort of without the ball, and does the things you want to pull in defenders wide. Merino does none of that. But Merino will score you goals. He will just be in the right place at the right time and stick the ball in the back of the net. And that first goal, the way he took that, the finesse, how he guides that into the net past the goalkeeper, just in the air. And then the second one, it's like an old school flick on, and it just ends up, the goalkeeper's in no man's land, ends up in the back of the net. Fair play to the guy, and I think he's really starting to prove to Arsenal fans what an important signing he was. Because when he come to the club, he had a lot of grief. He had the injury, the shoulder injury, which kept him out for a while, and then he's been criticised heavily for a lot of his performances, and he's now good old Mikel Merino. We're relying on him again to fill in as a number 9. He's going to start on against Sunderland. If he goes and scores a goal or two against Sunderland. Listen,
you wouldn't put it past him. You wouldn't put it past him.
No, not at all. He's been a big player for us.
Huge
from January when he come into the season. He's been a big player for us.
Yeah,
and it was fascinating watching him because he actually he plays everything but centre forward, doesn't he?
Yes,
it's just amazing, really.
Yeah,
but he gets chances.
You can't pick him up,
Gyökeres plays as a proper number 9.
Yeah,
and doesn't get the chances that Merino gets. And one maybe it's because style of play or whatever, but defenders don't know where he actually should be or where he's going to be, and he just glides into those areas. And as you say, it was a very, very good film. I missed that goal, by the way.
I bet you did. In the number 9 position, he scored 6 goals in 12 appearances. He's 1 in 2 return, which is a really good return for a striker. 1 in 2. That is Aubameyang figures. That's what he used to do.
1 in 2 is a top striker.
Yeah.
And he's as you're saying.
What is he though?
I think he's Mikel Merino. He's our number 9.
I think he's a false 9. I think that's his best position.
Do you know what?
I think it is as well, Rob.
I remember this was probably a year and a half ago, having a conversation with you, and you were saying no, he's a CDM, and I was like no, he's an 8. Yeah, that's what you said of Mikel Merino. You said he played in. This was ages ago. But now everyone's talking about him as a number 9.
False 9.
False 9. Well, he was a number 9, wasn't he? The other night, he was a number 9.
He's a number 9 the other night, but he's not like a false 9. He's not really. He doesn't always occupy that position. He just drifts around.
He's not. You wouldn't say he's a centre midfield player, would you? You wouldn't say he's a box to box. You wouldn't say he's an holding midfield player. No. You wouldn't say he's a number 10.
No.
Right. But he's got something about him when you think.
He just does the business.
And he's a really nice fella as well, isn't he? Like always smile on the face and he works hard and all that. But I honestly don't know what his best position is. I don't know if I'd love to ask him.
False 9. False 9, he plays it for Spain, scores goals. When he plays it for Arsenal, scores goals.
Yeah, I think that's probably his position.
And he'll figure out the weekend in that same position.
Yeah.
Good win for Arsenal. Second in our group. Second in the group. And maximum points from the games. No goals conceded. It's a matter of fact, if they don't concede a goal on the weekend, it will set a new record, club record, which was last set
1903.
Yeah.
So it's the back end of the 1902-1903 season where we the last 3 games of that season, and then the first 5 games of the 1903-1904 season, 8 on a bounce.
Spread over 2 seasons. This is on the same season.
Yeah, exactly. On consecutively. 7 clean sheets in the Premier League. 13 clean sheets all in all competitions.
What, this season?
Yep, this season.
It's incredible.
Yeah, 6 in a row in the Premier League, but seven all in all, and 13 in all competitions. No goals conceded in the Champions League, no goals conceded in the League Cup. Absolutely
4 games
phenomenal.
in the Champions League, no goals. That's unreal, isn't
It's
it?
unreal. Bayern next, let's see if we can keep it up.
And then when you look at like Chelsea last night, they shipped 2 goals, nearly the amount of goals we've conceded in the entire season in one game.
Yep.
You know,
That's a poor result for them, wasn't it? We were seeing that.
Brilliant result.
Yeah. I mean, like, the Champions League
Carabag.
is like from going on the Champions League now. I think the next 4 games are really tough for us. We've got not a bad start, but now we've got Bayern Munich. I think then we've got Bruges, who you know, held Barcelona yesterday. Then we've got that funny team. Is it Karat or something? Is it?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And then we've got Inter Milan away. So that's a tough batch of games, and I think we've got what we were saying. We was working it out, saying we've got to get 6 more points, and that probably gets top 8.
Yeah, I think so. I think the real defining game, obviously, is against Bayern Munich. How that game goes. Yeah, Bayern Munich are probably the front runners. They beat PSG.
At PSG, wasn't it?
Yeah, fantastic. Listen, they're a fantastic side domestically. They've been playing really well. Won all of their games. They're a dangerous side, and
Diaz though in that game. He got sent off there.
That company, by the way, has done a good job with him, hasn't he?
He has done a really good job. They're a very, very good side, and that is going to be a measure of where we are in the Champions League. Because I think, well, I say all the games we expect to win, but we did beat Atletico 4-0 as well. You know what I mean? So I tell you, we've been playing well in this tournament.
We will concede in that game.
Why?
Harry
Kane penalty.
Harry Kane penalty.
Harry Kane penalty, clean sheet.
Always the same. Harry Kane gets a penalty against us. He does that little thing when he runs over a flag. Doesn't he, like, you know what I mean?
I don't want to talk about Harry Kane, mate.
It's been sensational for them, by the way. They've been really interesting. The only thing that really spoils it for me about Bayern Munich is this in between 2 massive Premier League games.
Yep, we come back off that international break, and it's Tottenham, Bayern, Chelsea. But, we're going ahead of ourselves, right? Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Sunderland.
Forget about that. This weekend, Sunderland away. So it's an away journey that we haven't done for a while. It's back on the calendar.
Fantastic.
Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Although I don't like the way that they, again, get away with putting fans high up.
Yeah.
What is it with these teams up in the northeast, Newcastle and Sunderland, that they can put fans right up there? Why is it? Why are they the only teams that get away with that?
So Sunderland, Stadium of Light, that's a concourse stadium as opposed to St James's Park, which is more of a 4 different stand stadiums, right? So they just have a section in the... I've never been to Stadium of Light.
Behind the goal,
what? Right up
upper
high?
tier, right up high. Not as high as Newcastle. We're still high.
Okay.
You're right up there. Why?
Listen,
how do they get away with it? How do they and Newcastle get away with it?
Yeah, I think they should do it at the Emirates. I don't know why they don't.
Do you know what, right? Well, just before we get stuck into that game. So, again, I always like to have these little things about these groups. So, there's that with those two. Both of them are allowed to put us up upper tier. Then they come to they come to the Emirates, they're down low on the thing. Why? Yeah. We should put them up high as well. Yeah. Right? No disrespect to Sunderland fans. I do like their fans, right? But I'm sorry, if that's where we get put, when they come to the Emirates, they should be up there. And then the other thing is, Slavia Prague, brilliant. Everything. Beautiful stadium. You wouldn't know this because you weren't sat with us. Beautiful stadium and everything. What's with all the netting? Why have we always got to be behind netting?
Do you know what I think?
I'm in a bloody tea bag.
They have that for all of their games, and I think
why
their support in other countries is a bit more intense than ours, and I think their netting is just as standard. Some of their derby games,
everywhere you go.
Yeah, but somebody said to me,
feel like a fish.
Somebody said to me, it goes, it's the standard thing in Europe.
So do it in England
for
then.
Safety. Why then when they come to our place, will they be down lower tier, no netting, nothing? Why?
I think we're a bit softer, aren't we?
And you're allowed to go out straight after the game, which, by the way,
they did let us out straight after.
Do that.
Listen, don't get me wrong. Slavia Prague, I thought they looked after the fans good, but the netting thing, man. Why? I don't want to watch game behind netting.
Did you see their massive tifo that they had?
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Good, wasn't it?
When the first two bits of the tifo came up, some of the fans going, "What the effing hell is that?" What? And then they unveiled the rest of it, and everyone was like,
You know what that
"What?"
means?
No.
You don't know what it means?
No.
No, what did it mean?
So it's 133 years old, Slavia Prague, the team. So it's 133 that commemorates their 133 years. And then the song they sing with it is 133 years Slavia Prague, 133 years legend, Slavia Prague. Just a bit of...
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Just in case you wanted to know.
So
I was wondering what the
why they took all
133
their
was.
tops off. Do you want to reason for that?
Oh my
Because
God,
they were
yeah.
hot.
Well, they were hot, weren't they?
They were hot. Yeah. They were hot. Yeah.
But yeah, that's my little thing about my little gripe about that. But I am looking forward to going to a Stadium of Light, and it's a massive game lead. This game is absolutely huge. Remember, we play this game 5:30 kickoff on Saturday. Yet again, just like last week against Burnley, didn't quite work out. But if we get a win in that game, it puts a lot of pressure on Liverpool and Man City. The difference is this weekend that either both of them or one of them is going to drop points. Yep. It's a must-win game. Arsenal go out there, beat Sunderland, then kick back on the Sunday and see either one of them or both of them drop points. It's big, isn't it?
Massive. This is the massive game for me. We were talking about it on the way home last night. This one for me is so big because of that. You know, the consequences if we win, I think are huge if we win this game. Massive. And I'm looking forward to it. Like, you know, I'm looking forward to every Arsenal game at the moment. Like, you know, once you've finished in Prague, we were buzzing for Sunderland, and I'm looking forward to going out there. I'm looking forward to seeing what sort of reception Granit Xhaka's going to get. You know what I mean? Because I think he left on a very, very much of a high.
He'll get a good reception.
Yeah, I think he will do.
So I think he deserves it as well.
Yeah, you know.
Saw Danny Welbeck's reception the other day. He got Xhaka will get a good one.
So I think that'd be a good one. But yeah, I can't emphasise how big this game is, because it is. The fact is that the next day, one of them is going to drop points. You know what I mean? Like, it's guaranteed one of them is going to drop points. Like, you know what I mean? And as a team that's going for the top, if you can nudge 10 or 9 points in front of either one of them two teams, that's massive.
Especially before going into an international break.
And in November as well.
If Liverpool lost and if we beat Sunderland and Liverpool lose, it's 10 points ahead of Liverpool. If we beat Sunderland and City lose, 9 points above City. If we beat Sunderland and they both draw, 8 above
City.
8 above Liverpool, or 7 above City.
Okay.
I mean, this is a big, and like you said, Lee. Last night when we was driving back, he was saying that, you know, last year Liverpool, you could just never catch them. They got that little lead and they just maintained it. And if you got that buffer of a lead going into the, you know, second part of the season, you know, after Christmas and that, it's significant.
I think the massive thing is we keep another clean sheet. I think that'll be an entire international break with not conceding a goal as well.
Well, he was setting new record. He was setting new records
in the Premier League. Nine in a row. Our 1903 record. I think it's a new Premier League record of 9. It'll be 9 clean sheets in a row in the Premier League, which hasn't been done before. And it sends out a message to other teams that, you know, not are you going to beat us, but are you going to be able to actually score a goal? And then there's the other thing: are you actually, you know, shots on target, which is just ridiculous. And going into that international break in that situation, it gives us a bit of time for a few players, hopefully, to come back. We've got a couple of injuries at the moment, which, you know, our front line is slightly depleted. You know, we were going on about the squad depth, but our squad depth at the moment is being thoroughly tested. We've gone back to, like we said, Mikel Merino being as a number 9, and then we've got some big games coming up, big games.
It is, the thing is, like, you know, I do hear it, and it is. You know, now that we're not doing it, and you see it from the outside, when teams have got injuries and people go, us last season, it's not an excuse. It is an excuse. Like, there are a lot of teams at this moment in time that are struggling because of injury and whatever. Part and parcel of football, we know. But it is. But we're handling it fantastically well. Yeah. Fantastically well, because we've really, what we've done this season, built a squad.
Yeah, look at the players that are missing. And it's still a strong side. He'll probably go into that game on the weekend, right? Up front, it'll probably be, I guess it would be Merino,
Trossard, Saka.
with Eze.
Zubimendi
will come back in and Rice in the middle. That's strong.
Yeah.
Well, you look at the players we've got out in a minute. You can go through it. You've got like Jesus, all right, he's been out all season, but he's still missing, like, you know, Havertz, right? Odegaard, Martinelli, right? Madueke, like, So
Gyökeres
now. So that's 6 I've named so far, right? There's another one somewhere along the line, right? 6 players there. Tottenham had that out last season. And everybody, you know, well, that's why they're down the bottom and all that, like, you know what I mean? This is, we can, you know, I'm not having a go at Tottenham when I say that. You know, most teams, if they've got 6 players missing, Chelsea have got a few players missing. So
and the players that are missing, Lee, are not out for like a week.
They've been out for weeks and weeks. Weeks and weeks.
Serious squad depth. And it's all right having squad depth, right? But it's how good your squad depth is, because we saw Chelsea. They made loads of changes against Karabag. Drew that game. The changes we make, as I said, you look at this team that's probably going to be out this weekend. It's not a weak side. It's still strong. God knows when everybody's back, he's going to have a task on his hands to, you know, say to this person, you can't play. Because these...
They won't even be able to get on a bench. The match day squad, you know, if everyone's fit, you can't even... You're going to have to leave some players at home.
Yeah,
some top players.
You're always going to get 1 or 2 injured, though.
Of course you will.
I don't think that's the worry for me is that, is there's a lot of youngsters on the bench again. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, Max Downs a decent youngster.
Well, like, you know what I mean? He's a different player. Like, he come on the other night.
He's unreal, wasn't he?
He's unreal. It's unreal what I'm seeing with him. It's just like I'm sitting there. And I'm just the first thing that I still can't get around my head, Robert, that he's 15, and you got these blokes. Really, it's assault really on a minor.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. They're smashing him, like, you know what I mean, like, because they know that if you got to put the mentality into this. The thing. It could be a season pro of 25, 26, and you got a kid coming on, and potentially embarrassing you.
Yeah.
So you ain't gonna let that happen, and they give it to him. First time he got the ball, he was smashed.
Yeah.
And the referee didn't give him the protection that he should have been given. But I understand the referee can't go, I've got to protect him because he's 15. You've got to protect it. You've got to referee him as he's like... It is incredible. And his belief, he wants that ball straight away. He's not on there just to make up, I'm getting a data, like I'm doing this and doing that. He wants to make an impact, and he wants to be a player that makes a difference when he comes on. It is incredibly mind-blowing.
Ranieri's on the 18.
Forget about that.
Marzuskeli's 18.
He's 19. He's just turned 19 now.
Crazy, isn't it?
Just
Andre,
what did you think of the referee the other night?
Shocking.
Yeah.
Someone said he was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had someone say that. He's poor.
Card happy.
Yeah.
For us.
Yeah.
For us, not for them.
Yeah, I know.
I think he got every decision wrong.
Yeah.
Now the Merino one was a yellow card.
No, that was a strong yellow.
No, but what
he took him
He doesn't see the penalty. I can get it. He gives them a penalty, which is never a penalty.
Yeah.
Never a penalty. How has he come to that conclusion? How has he come to that conclusion? That's a penalty.
Yeah.
By the way.
The crowd.
All right. You know, and then someone said to me, well, it was good of him to overturn it. I said,
VAR overturned it.
Do you know what I mean? VAR told you to go and do it. You know what I mean? But say if it ain't, you know, I don't like VAR by the way. But say if there wasn't VAR, that's a penalty.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? This is the show. I thought he was awful. Spoiled the game.
Going back to Saturday, as I said, Sunderland Stadium of Light. What have you made of Sunderland so far this season? I mean, they beat Chelsea. You know, they've had a decent record this summer. I mean, excuse me. I was looking at their record earlier. Let me just find it here. In their last sort of 5 games, they went away and beat Forest. That was really impressive, though, you know, Forest have been struggling. They did lose away at Manchester United, and pretty comprehensively as well. Lost to 2-0. Could have been more. Beat Wolves at home 2-0. Beat Chelsea away 2-1. Brought back to a bit of reality on Monday night when they drew 1-1 with Everton. So only one defeat in there. a run of, a good run. They've had a great start to the season. As it stands, they are in 4th place in the league. Yeah. Sunderland.
That's incredible, really.
18 points after 10 games.
Because at the end of it, what they've done, which is the thing, obviously they was in the playoff final, which, they played Sheffield United. Obviously, I was watching that with, because Tyrese was playing for Sheffield United.
Yeah.
And
Kevin Campbell's son.
Yeah, and he scored. They went 1-0 up, and to be honest, they should have been game over. You know what I mean? But they somehow, Sunderland won that game to get to the Premier League after being, I think, 6 or whatever, And then, what I think is the biggest thing they've done, their recruitment this season has been nothing short of sensational. They've really bought very, very well. A lot of other teams do it and still down. And you have a look at it, Leeds and Burnley, by the way, I would say, I don't know off the top of my head, but that must be 10, 15 points, maybe even more, above them last season. And both down the bottom half of the table, And
Leeds,
they romped it. And Sunderland have recruited really, really well.
16th. Yeah, Leeds in 16th.
Yeah.
Burnley 17th.
Yeah, so
Sunderland have bought 14 players in.
So it can be done, and they've done it exceptionally well. So their manager's got to take a lot of credit. I've always, you say about Southampton, you don't like Sunderland, you don't like the travelling, getting up there and everything like that. But it is one of those grounds when you go there. The atmosphere is fantastic, you know what I mean? Now,
I'm looking forward to it.
People go, is Newcastle better than Sunderland? I don't know at Newcastle because you're so far up. Yeah. You don't know, but at Sunderland it's a little bit more, and it is a fantastic atmosphere. And that crowd, I think, is helping them out.
Yeah.
Particularly at home.
Well, they've been doing really well at home. They're unbeaten at home. Still unbeaten at home, but on Monday, up against Everton, I thought Everton gave them a really good game. Granted, Xhaka managed to get an equaliser. But do you look at that game and think to yourself, yeah, we can win this? What do you think, Marty?
Definitely. 100% can they be got at. Like you said, Everton pressed them throughout the game, and it was a lucky deflected shot. Fair play for Granit Xhaka for having a go. But look, no disrespect to Sunderland, but if you want to win the title, you need to be going to these places. They're a newly promoted side, and albeit they've bought this amount of players, you need to be going there and getting 3 points. I'm not expecting fantastic football. I'm not expecting, it doesn't bother me how we play as long as we get the result. 1-0 all day, every day. And
wouldn't bother you if it's just 1-0 set piece?
Mate, take it all day long. Listen, at the end of the season, like when we continue this, if we can get this clean sheet record and we take it to 10, 12 games, we're not going to be like, might be a bit, some of the football was a bit boring. It's the record that you boast. That's going to be the bragging rights. You're going to say to everyone, they'll be like, oh yeah, you play boring football, and it'll be like, yeah, but we got the record. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter really how you play. And take it back to the George Graham era when he came in '86, changed his club around, and one of the first things that he did, which kind of reminds it similar to what Arteta's done, he changed the back line, and in the late 70s, 80s, early 80s, Arsenal Football Club was on the decline. It wasn't in a great place. He's come in very similar to what Arteta's done. Put in the back forward, put Tony Adams in from the youth system, brought Steve Bolden Dixon from Stoke, Nigel Winterburn from Wimbledon, and then built a midfield and an attacking line. And that defence stayed there for years. And what I see with Mikel Arteta is this defensive unit has been here for a few years and probably, re-signing their contracts, will be there for years. Then we know the rest of the story. Went on to win stuff. And George Graham himself admitted, he was like, sometimes football's going to be boring, it's going to be ugly, but we're here to win it. And what did he do? He won games. He kept clean sheets. And that back four was legendary for, it's probably in world football goes down as, that's where 1-0 to the Arsenal comes from, and boring Arsenal. These songs come from that period of time.
But they weren't boring. That was the fact. What I mean? Like, it wasn't boring to watch. But you go back in '89, they won the league with the most goals scored, right? And in '91, they was like they just blew everybody away. And I look at this. I go back to the Burnley game, 2-0. That first half wasn't boring, by the way. We was ripping them apart. It was totally
second half.
Second half because the game
2-0
changes.
up, total control.
Up, and I don't mind that. You know what I mean? Like for me, like Sunderland, I don't mind going up there and being bored out of my nut for 90 minutes as long as we win the game. Different than when we come back against Spurs and Chelsea. We're gonna have to be a little bit more a little bit more open. But like this moment and this chunk of games has always been about winning for me, getting the points on the board. And I do look at Arsenal, and I do think that, you look at the goal against Brighton. I know it weren't a memorable game, but the back heel from Merino and the Nwaneri goal was a good goal.
Merino again contributing.
Yeah. So like I look at it and I go, and I don't think that was a boring game.
Brighton.
No, not against in midweek in Prague. I don't think it was a boring game. What it is that there's no dramas.
Yeah, do you know what it is, right? There's moments of sheer quality and genius which score us the goals, but then the rest of it, you take away the chaos element, which is what used to, where we can go down the other end, like for example, if you look at City, their result last night, but they conceded a goal. There's a back and forth element, but we're very good at just seizing our opportunities when we get them, putting the ball in the back of the net, and then the rest of it, we kill the game. And there's no unforced errors given away. There's no chaotic moments.
Yeah, that's the difference.
That's the only last time I saw chaotic moment was when David Raya, I think in the Premier League where he come flying out and tackled the guy at the touchline, and that was it. And that was just him sort of getting involved with the game. But there's no chaos. It's very controlled, and with that goes, I suppose, an element of boredom where you're sitting there, you're just watching us dominate the game. Because against take Slavia, even at 1-0 at half time, they've got to score 2 goals to win the game, and the last time we conceded 2 goals in a game.
Yeah, don't think it's going to happen.
You think the key to the game at the weekend is Arsenal scoring first?
But I wouldn't even say that. It's getting a grip into the game, not being intimidated by the atmosphere, and going there and doing what we do. When we get the goal, don't be stupid. Don't go and try and 4-5-0 them. Listen, if the opportunities are there and they open up, go for it. But don't leave yourself exposed at the back. Keep it tight and go there and get the job done, however it's got to be done. But I like, watching this football this season, there's an element of control, like I said, and I don't just think, like when Kalashnik, he's going to give the ball away and pass it to, and then they're through in on goal. All I see is they've got their grip on this game, and you could see the other night how important it was to Arteta and the defence keeping that clean sheet.
Have you seen that? There's a game where I don't think it wasn't. What's the previous game? Burnley. Have you seen that graphic where it's in the 95th minute or something?
Yes. And they're all piling back, racing back, racing
back. They're getting count on the counter, and they all race back, sprint to get back in behind that ball to stop them from scoring. I mean, that shows you that this team, they are working their socks off, every single one of them, to keep a clean sheet, to make sure they don't lose games.
Yeah, and unbelievable. The belief is it's been drummed into them, and it's logical. You don't
like a machine.
You don't concede. You don't lose. So at the end of it, once you've got that into your head, let's not concede, and it goes through from first minute to the 90th. And what you have a look at, and this is what has been a good thing for me. You've got players like Trossard, who's I think done all right the last few games. By the way, he's really working very, very hard, getting back into shape. It's not necessarily you're going to make the tackle on this. Getting back into your shape, getting back into behind the ball. You know what I mean? Like it was a drill that we used to do when we was playing. Like, you know what I mean? Whenever it breaks down, your first thing is to get behind the ball. So you have to sprint back. Once you're behind the ball, I think George Graham used to do that as well. Like once you're behind the ball, then you can go again. Like. But there is that what I like about Arsenal at the moment is and it always that way. There's always a determination to sprint to go forward. But there's a lot of players ain't got that same determination to get back, which is natural. But with Arsenal, it's been instilled them to get back. You know what I mean, and it's working.
That unglamorous side. Who's going to be a key player for Arsenal?
Who's going to be a key player?
Key player for Arsenal in this game. I guess their key player is going to be Xhaka. I think we all know that. But who's going to be our key player in this game?
I think our two key players.
One.
I think our two key players at Arsenal are Gabriel and Rice. Those two.
Right. Give me one. You're only allowed one.
If I had to pick one of them, probably Declan Rice, and that just because in the midfield you can control large parts of the game, and like we see, like you were saying about graphics, I saw one. Declan Rice's all his touches against Burnley. They did like a highlights reel of Declan Rice against Burnley, man of the match performance, and he was absolutely phenomenal. Some of the touches, he knows when to be creative or fancy, but he knows when to dive in, he knows when to drive with the ball, he knows when to turn, he knows when to tackle, he knows when to shoot, he knows when to get into the box. And that, when you see that in a player, you know, in today's game, you think, you know, realistically 100 million, you know, he's doing exactly and more what we have paid money for.
I think it's the obvious one is Declan Rice, but I'm gonna go away from the obvious. Right, you know what I mean? And for me, it's Zubimendi. If he controls the game with the passing and everything, and that allows Rice to do what he wants to do and everything like that. And I felt when he went off on Burnley, we just lose that a little bit. Like I just think I love his you know, the way the tempo and everything like that. So I think you know what I mean. Obvious ones, Gabriel and Rice.
Well, I'm going for one that's not obvious. Merino.
Wow.
Mikel Merino I'm going for. As you said, goal involvement the other day, right, when he done that back heel, brilliant in that Carabao Cup game, right? And then follows it up with 2 big goals in the Champions League. And he'll be starting a striker. We're going to be missing Gyökeres. And I think he's a guy who'll deliver. He's got goals in him, man. He's got goals.
Do you think that helps him, like, you know, like, because I'm pretty sure, like, whenever he's playing, you know, like, say he comes in, he's not too sure if he's going to be playing, starting. Do you know what I mean? Like, but now, like, he knew that he's going to be starting.
Makes no difference.
And he now knows that he's going to come in for training today and tomorrow and whatever.
Listen,
he knows he's going to be travelling. He knows he's going to be.
He rose to the occasion last year. Right, when he came in, he rose to the occasion. Everyone didn't let us down, and I think he's going to rise to the occasion again. And I think he's proven to be a very good signing. Another very, very good signing. He's not your glamour player like you guys said, but when he comes in, if you say to him, "Come in, we need a goal," he goes and gets it.
And I think
Newcastle away, I think, is, you know, when you look
Newcastle
back
away
that was the turning point. I think that game, we'll look back at that game, but that goal that he got there, it's a fantastic header, by the way.
Yeah, he's quality.
Fantastic header.
He's got great finish on him. And I honestly think he's going to be a very, very important player.
Yeah, well, I'll go along with that. Like, none of us are wrong, by the way.
No. Let's get predictions.
I think as well, just quickly on that, just, you know, epitomises a professional football player. Like you said, off the pitch, what a lovely guy. You can see he's a consummate professional in the way he trains.
Lovely guy. Well, you met him, haven't you?
We met him in Hong Kong.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, sorry.
And
was you drunk again?
When you said about Zubimendi gliding around the pitch, I thought, what were you like? You two were gliding along the river in Prague.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, he's a lovely fella, but Zubimendi, every time I've seen Zubimendi, when he come through the things, always smiling. Always smile, always happy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and Mikel, when he comes, like, he's always like so gracious. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and he's just, you know, like, I remember Curtis was like, told you he was a striker, and I was messing around with him and all that. Like, he's got something about him which you like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Predictions.
Long journey.
Yes.
2-0.
I was going to say that.
I'm going 2-0.
Yeah, I think 2-0. I don't think it's going to be anything outrageous.
2-0.
Nice and solid, clean sheet, job done.
Again, I don't think it'd be easy. I think it'd be a tough game. You know what I mean? Like, you know, Burnley wasn't as tough as what I thought it was going to be.
Well, I thought it was
still a tough game.
Made it difficult, but we found a way.
I think this is going to go up with it. I think this is going to be a tough game. You know what I mean? And also one thing, just want to say, like, it's the back end of 3 away games. Do you know what I mean? Like, away to Burnley, away to Prague. I forgot where I've gone. I've had so many beers. And now this one, like, so this is like, it's going away from home, getting a result all the time is tough. Yep. So this is going to be a tough game.
Well, tough game this week coming up. Arsenal going to the Stadium of Light, where we haven't been for years, to take on Sunderland. And if they win, once again, it could be really significant, especially with Manchester City playing Liverpool the next day. I want to ask you both this. Can only pick one. Who would you... You can't go for a draw. Yeah, you can only pick one. Who would you rather, if only one can win that game on Sunday, between Man City and Liverpool, who would you take?
Liverpool. I think Man City, the reason why is I think Man City the stronger side and they can go on runs. I think Liverpool, no disrespect to them, to do the back-to-back in the Premier League is very hard, and I just think they're just a bit all at sea this season.
I think it's a difficult one, like, you know, but you come up with a point and I'm going to go with it, like, you know what I mean, that Liverpool on a run, they've just beaten Real Madrid. If they went on to beat Man City, that would give them a big boost, so I'm going Man City.
I'm going Man City as well. Okay. I think I'd rather them win it. Plus, they're very reliant on Haaland more than like Liverpool. If they start clicking into gear with the players they got, they'll be a serious threat. So I'd rather City win it. But we're going to find out on Sunday. It means nothing if we don't win our game.
Exactly that.
Arsenal, go and win that game at Stadium Light. Go and get those 3 points. We can go into, regardless of what happens on Sunday, then we go into the international break feeling really good about ourselves with big games coming on the end of that. Guys, thank you very much.
I enjoyed that.
It was good fun.
You enjoyed that, Smarty? I enjoyed that,
son. Thanks to you both. And don't forget, on the weekend, Marty will be on the watch-along, big watch-along here in the studio. You know which guest you got on yet?
So it can be Christian, Ella and Laurie.
Okay.
We've got Box to Box coming up as well.
Yeah, who are you speaking?
Fan.
You got a Sunderland fan?
We have indeed.
All right, look out for that. But you get insight into Sunderland from a Sunderland fan. You ain't going to want to miss that. You ain't got nothing going on. Right, so he'll be up at the game with me as well. Before he jets... This guy lives a life, then he jets off the next day, off to Dubai.
Are you going to Dubai again?
For a week, holiday.
You are
international break,
so you're not here next week?
Huh?
He's like a footballer.
No.
So
he's like a player.
So it'll be me and you, Robbie.
No, so unfortunately, I didn't get the international call up, so I'm on the break up. Like.
He's like a footballer, isn't he?
Yeah, I know. Dubai and all.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, I mean, fair play.
Sun shines.
Mate, how many times have you been to Dubai this year?
7.
Third time.
Third time.
Mate, Mr.
I told you he's living life,
doing
man.
something well in life.
Do you know what I mean?
I work hard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Play hard.
Where's that? Anyway, thanks for watching, right? I will be back next week with another Invincible podcast, and come on, Arsenal. Let's get that win at Sunderland.